Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Back to Basics. All right, so just for today's session, all you need is a chair and some sort of hand weight. So I'm just going to use some tinned veggies, but you can use whatever you want and have available. We have just over 4 minutes before we get started. Right, we got 1 more minute to go. All right, let's get warmed up. So feet underneath hips. We're going to take a big breath in as we swing our arms up. And exhale to bring them back down. And again, breathing in and out. 2 more times. Breathe in, out. Last one, breathe in and out. Now we're just going to start with our feet. So we're just going to move through little sort of trotting with your feet. Just starting to warm up through the feet and ankles, so from the side. Good. We're going to come up a little bit higher, so we're going to start lifting our knees up, up, starting to warm up a bit more through the legs and hips now. So still trying to aim for that articulation, toe ball heel through your feet each time. Good. Lift, lift. Starting to get nice and warm. We're going to keep our legs going like this, and we're going to add our arms are coming down and up, down, up, each time with our legs. Good. Just starting to get nice and warm. Keeping those legs going. You can bring it up a little bit faster with those legs if you want. And then we're going to keep our arms down. We're going to bend our arms in. So little bicep curls as we're coming up and down with each leg. Good. And then we're going to come from a bicep curl, push up and down, up and down. Oh, I can't coordinate my legs, so we're going to stop that. Good. So arms are coming up and down, up and down. Good. Last two. Last one. Good. Taking your legs nice and wide, just gentle twists from side to side, getting all through your body warm. Good. All right, let's get started with today's fun. So, all you need today is a chair and some hand weights, so you can choose whatever you want. I've just got some tinned food. All right, we're going to start. Big muscle mass, so we're going to start with our legs. We're going to do some sit to stands. So taking a seat on your chair, feet are hip distance apart, hands across your chest or on your hips, and you're going to stand up and control back down. If you have any issues with your knees, take your feet a little bit wider, push up, making sure that your knees are tracking in line with your toes and that they're not falling in. Push up and down, 3 more, lower, up, down, 1 more, and relax down. Good, so that's the first set of your sit to stand. So we're going to do another set of 10 in a moment. Catch your breath, hopefully your legs aren't too sore after that one. All right, and setting yourself up again, so either hips, knees are in line with your hips or slightly wider if you have any knee issues. Hands across your chest or on your hips and pushing up through your heels and lower back down. Pushing up and lower, making sure those knees are staying in line with your toes and they're not falling in. Squeeze your bottom at the top and control back down. Lift, lower, up again. Good. Go for 2 more. Last one. And relax down. Good. All right, while we're in this position, we're going to do some knee extension. So sitting up nice and tall in your chair, and all you're going to do is straighten your right leg and come back down. So straightening, squeezing that quadriceps muscle at the top and control back down. Squeeze, lower, lift, down. So really focusing on that quad muscle there, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Getting that toe as high as you can. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Swapping sides. So left leg comes up. Lower it down. Squeezing the quad at the top and control back down. Lift. Lower. Good. You might notice that one side doesn't quite go as high as the other, and that's fine. That's likely just the flexibility of your hamstring and your knee joint. Last 2. Last 1. Good. All right, shake them off. Making sure you're sitting up nice and tall still so you haven't slouched down. We're going to do another round of 10 on each side. So squeeze up, lower, lift, down, good. Squeeze, control back down. Squeeze up and down, lift, lower. Last 3, 2, last 1. Good. Swap sides. Squeeze up with the left leg and down, lift, lower. So trying to stay sitting upright. If you can only get to there and it's comfortable, then that's fine. But squeezing that quadriceps at the top to get that toe as high as you can get it. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Good. All right, we can stand back up. So we're going to use the chair just for some balance. So we're going to do a quick little balance here. So we're going to pop one foot in front of the other, so either directly in front or you can have it slightly off to the side depending on how your balance is today. And then when you're ready, try to hover your hand either above the chair bench or wall that's nearby, or try to relax by your sides. Good. Remember to keep breathing. Keep holding. Try to look straight ahead if you can. Good. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Good. Swap sides. So other foot in front. And when you're ready, hovering your hand or relaxing by your side if you can. Again, trying to look straight forward. If you want to make it a bit harder, you can turn your head from side to side. Try to stand up nice and tall. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Good. All right. While we're here, we're going to do some calf raises. So feet are underneath your hips and in line, so no duck feet turned out. I'm just going to come up onto our toes and control back down. So we're going to lift up, lower back down. Can't see my feet very well. Lift up and lower. So really squeezing your calves to come up and then resisting to come back down. So imagine there's a little glass marble underneath your heel and you don't want to break it. Coming up, lower back down, lift, lower. Last 2, last 1, good. Shake it out, good. All right, first set of 10 done. We've got another set of 10 to go. All right, so setting your feet up underneath you. Feet are parallel, so in line, and ready, set, go. So squeezing up and controlling back down. So it's not a race with this one. You really want to move mindfully through the movement. Squeeze to come up and control to come back down. So try to come up for 1 and then lower for 2 counts. Squeeze up and lower down. Good. Squeeze and lower. Last 2 and last 1. Lower it down, good, shake it off. If you need to do a quick little calf stretch, so one foot in front of the other, both feet are flat on the floor, back leg is straight, front leg is bent, and shuffle or move your weight forward until you feel a pull in your back calf muscle. And swap sides. So both feet flat on the floor, back leg is straight, front leg is bent, and move your weight forward until you feel a pull in that back calf. All right, standing up nice and tall, you're going to face the bench or a chair. Feet and knees and thighs are glued together, and you're going to come back with your heel and control back down. So same leg comes back up as close to your bottom as you can. Really squeeze that hamstring muscle to come up and lower it back down. Squeeze, lower, lift, down. So keeping those knees glued together so that when you're not coming up like this, so you really want to come up behind you. You might find that you only get to here, and that's fine. Listen to your body. If you feel it at all through your back, you're probably coming up too high and arching through your lower back. Last two. Last one. Good. Swapping sides. So heel comes up, lower back down. Lift, lower. So you want to stand up nice and tall, but you don't want to arch through that lower back. So you keep your tummy zipped up. Lower, lift, down. Last two. Last one. Good. Swapping over again. Actually, we'll give it a bit of a shake out first. Trot those feet out, and then we're going to set ourselves up again. So feet, knees and thighs all glued together, standing up nice and tall, try to look straight ahead if you can. Left heel comes back, control back down. Lift, lower, squeeze that hamstring and lower back down. Lift, lower, up, down. Good. Keeping that tummy switched on so that you're not arching through your lower back. Last two. Last one. Swapping sides. Heel comes back and down together. Making sure those knees are glued together and tummy is switched on to protect your lower back. Lift, lower, up, down. Good. Last two. Last one. Good. And we're going to give our hamstrings a quick stretch out while we're here. So pop one foot in front, back knee is bent, front leg is straight, toes to the ceiling, and lean forward until you feel a pull through the back of that straight leg. Try and keep your chest up nice and tall, don't round into your back. Coming up, swapping sides, so other foot in front, toe to ceiling, that leg is straight, back leg bends and sits back into that hip, and then leaning forward until you feel a pull in that straight leg. Keep breathing. Coming up. All right, next one we're going to do is a bit of a balance and hip stabilization exercise. So having your feet and knees together, you're going to bring your left foot either up to your shin or up to your knee, whichever is comfortable. Popping your hand on your hip. So you want your hips to stay facing forward as you turn your knee out. Cut back in line. So knee comes out and back in. So making sure that it's only that knee that's moving and your hips stay facing forward, so they're not twisting at all with it. Out, in. Good. So you should feel this one on the outside of this hip. So coming out as far as you comfortably can and back in. Last two. Last one. Good. Popping that leg down. If you need to swap the chair over, you can. But right leg comes up to shin or knee. And it's going to turn out, back into parallel. Turn out, in. So you really should feel like that thigh bone is really rotating in that hip joint. Squeezing out, control in, out, in. Good. So you want to stand up nice and tall in this position. Last two, last one, and back down. Good. Shake those hips out, and we're going to go again. So another 10 on each side. So left foot coming up, knee turns out, and back in, out, in. So aiming to keep the rest of your body still. So it's not about how far around you go, because a lot of it will depend on how flexible you are through your hips anyway. Curl out, back in, last three, last two, last one. Good. Swapping sides, right foot comes up, rotate out, in, out, in, good. So keeping those hips staying straight forward, in, out, in, good. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1, good. Dropping back down, shaking those hips out. So take a nice wide step, do nice big hip circles after that one. Good. And going back the other way. Keep hitting my plant. Round. Good. All right, shaking those legs off, moving that chair out of the way. Now we're going to come to upper body. If you need to take a seat for any of the upper body stuff, you can, because we're not going to be doing a whole lot with our legs. But if you are standing, feet are underneath hips and parallel, so no duck feet. Bend your knees slightly so that you protect your lower back. And we're just going to start with bicep curls. So hands up by your sides, curling up to your shoulders and back down. Curl down. So as you come up, so whatever weights you have might be fine. If they feel a bit light, really focus on squeezing those bicep muscles at the front of your arms. Squeeze to come up and control back down. So imagine you're moving your arms through honey. So it's a slow resisted movement. Last 2, last 1, good. Rolling those shoulders, so making sure that your shoulders don't come up to your ears, so keeping them down nice and low. And we're going to go again. So we're going to curl up, lower down, curl up, down, good. Lift, lower, squeeze, come down, good. Last 3, last 2, last 1, good. Roll it out, shake it out. All right, next one we're going to do, so I want you to roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. This is your starting position. So shoulder blades should be back and down behind you. Knees are bent slightly, and we're going to come out to the side and back down. So if you can only come to here, that's fine. Otherwise, aiming to get in line with your shoulders. Lift, lower. If you have any major shoulder issues, bring it in front and lift. So keeping your elbows high and just rolling the weights up in front of you. Lift, lower, last 3, last 2, last 1, good. Rolling the shoulders forward and backwards, shake it off. All right, we're going to go for another set of 10. So setting yourself up, feet underneath hips, knees are slightly bent. Setting your shoulders up, so roll them forward, up, back, and down. This is your starting position. And then lift the shoulders and lower. Lift, lower, good. Lift, lower, keeping those shoulders away from those ears. Last 3, last 2, last 1, good. All right, next one we're going to do triceps. So feet are in the same starting position, so underneath your hips slightly bent. This time you're going to send your weight back and sort of sitting down. So your back should be straight but on a diagonal. You're going to bring your elbows in nice and close, and we're just going to straighten our arms behind us, curl back in, straighten back and come back in, squeezing those triceps behind us. Trying, if you can, if you've got mobility in your shoulders, trying to keep those arms above your hips when you come behind. Squeeze in, squeeze back, good. Keep pushing. Last 2, last 1, coming down in front of you. So having your palms facing towards you, you might want to bend over a little bit more. And we're just going to roll up to the sides and back down. So we're going to come elbows up and out, come back in, roll back, together, lift, lower. So squeezing between those shoulder blades. but keeping those shoulders away from those ears. So keeping your shoulder blades back and down your back. Last two. Last one. Good. Standing up tall. Give a little twist, shake it out. And we're going to do that again. So we've got another round of triceps and then we'll go into our wide rows. So feet underneath hips, knees slightly bent. Send your weight back, keeping your back straight and on the diagonal. Elbows coming in, straighten out behind, curl in, straighten back, in. So aiming to keep your upper arms in the same position and you're just moving your forearms. Squeeze back and in, squeeze together, good. Keeping those arms nice and high as you come back. Squeeze back, in, last two, last one, good. Dropping the arms forward. You can drop a little bit further forward if you want. Palms are facing towards you and then coming out without elbows and back in. So come out, in, squeeze those shoulder blades together as you come up and down, squeeze, lower, lift. So keeping your tummy switched on to keep your back supported, lift, lower, squeeze, last two, last one, coming down, coming up, roll those shoulders back and forward, good. All right, popping your weights down for a moment. We are going to do some wall push-ups. So you can either do it on the wall or on a bench, depending on where you're at. The best way to set yourself up is to bring your arms up to shoulder height, have them a little bit wider than your shoulders, and then turn your fingers in slightly. And we're going to come down and up, so elbows are coming wide and back down. So if you're on a bench, you'll be more on this angle, coming down and up. With a wall, you can either be arms distance away, or if you want to make it a bit harder, have feet a little bit further back. But we're going to go for 2 lots of 10. All right, so setting yourself up, hands come up to shoulder height, hands are against the wall, a little bit wider, then turn your hands in. You're going to lower your chest towards the wall and push back. So elbows are nice and wide. Breathe in to come down and out to push back. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in and out. Good. Elbows are staying nice and wide. Lower, lift. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Coming back. Shaking those arms out. Good. Little twist. Catch your breath. Make sure you keep breathing through this one, especially if you have any pain or discomfort through your shoulders or your chest. Either come closer or just come back to your bicep curls if it's really painful. Otherwise, we have another 10 when you're ready. So hands up to shoulder height, a little bit wider, and then turn your fingers in. Stepping back if you want to make it a bit more challenging. We're going to lower down, push back. Breathe in, out. Good. Keep breathing, keeping those elbows wide. Last 3, 2, last 1. Good. All right. Do a quick couple of stretches. So for the first one, interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. If this gives you enough of a stretch across the front of your chest, that's fine. Otherwise, trying to lift your arms up to get a bit more of a stretch. And breathe. And then relaxing back down. So next one's stretch our triceps. So right arm comes up, down the middle of your back, left arm comes over to pull your elbow in, and you should feel it down the front of your tricep. Breathe. Try not to pop your chest forward. Try to bring it, tuck it in. Good. Swapping sides. Left arm comes up, down the middle of your back. Right arm comes over the top to pull your elbow in. tucking your chest in and breathe. So with all stretches, you should feel slight discomfort, but no pain. If you feel pain, then it's too much. Good. Relaxing down. Bring our right arm across our body. Left arm locks, pulls it in, and you should feel stretching on the outside of that shoulder. Swapping sides, so left arm comes across, right arm pulls it in. You should feel a nice stretch on that shoulder there. Good. Relaxing down, we're going to do 10 big shoulder circles backwards. If this is too much for your shoulders, bring your hands on top and just circle with your elbows. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Swapping sides, coming forward for 10. Good. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. So to stretch our quads in the front of our thighs, you can either just grab your foot, or if you don't quite have the flexibility in your knee or quads yet, you can pop your foot up onto a chair. You should feel a pull through the front of that thigh muscle. If you want to get a little bit more of a stretch this way, you can bend your other leg to come a bit further down. Trying to keep your knees together. And swapping sides, so either other foot up on the chair or holding your leg behind you. Relaxing that leg down. All right, bringing feet underneath hips. We're going to do a couple of little roll downs. So feet underneath hips, standing up nice and tall. You're going to tuck your chin towards your chest, rolling forward. You can bend your knees slightly, rolling down, 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 and then coming back up again. So just to re-stack up on top. Again, tuck your chin down, rolling down. Good. And coming up to re-stack. Good. Coming down again. This time we're going to hold it down, so you might need to bend your knees a little bit more. Get that left knuckles on the floor, and we're going to take a big breath in and open up through the right side, and coming back down. So again, breathe in to open, and down. Another 2 more, up, down, in, out. Swapping sides, so right knuckles on the floor, breathe in to open up the left side, and back down. Breathe in and out. Last 2. Last 1. Good. So relax heavy here. Then you grab onto your elbows and just gently swaying from side to side. Just release that lower back. Good. Dropping the arms down, and we're going to roll back up to standing again. Rolling the shoulders back. Do a quick little neck stretch. So so your right hand, you're going to push down towards the ground, and then you're going to put your left ear towards your left shoulder. So you should feel a nice stretch all the way down the right side of that neck. Pushing that right hand down, and breathe. So this stretch is really good if you get tension headaches. Good. Coming back up. Left arm hand pushes down, then right ear to right shoulder. Breathe in and out. In and out. Good. 1 more in and out, and relax. Good, shake it off, and you are all done for today. Good job, guys, and have a great week.